beauty to financial side. We are looking for it all. Hey, welcome back to Tears of Purpose Real Talk. I am one of your hosts, Elder Lakia Barnett, and I'm here with my two lovely hosts. Can't do it without them. Come on, introduce yourself, ladies.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I'm Miss Hubbard. I'm glad that you all have decided to come back with us.
Yes, and I am Lakeisha. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody. And we're going to have a phenomenal show. Make sure you guys continue to tune in, and we thank you to those that have been rocking with us since day one.
Hey, day one, rocking it out. Y'all, I hope y'all got some snacks, some healthy ones though. And I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to tag and share to everybody down your timeline because this show is finna be lit up like a Christmas tree. Y'all hear what I'm saying? We got another powerhouse. We got two powerhouses. Okay, I know this Women's Month and everything, but let me just say this: the men are powerhouses too. Let's lie. I know this is Women's Month, but let's get a man's part where it's due because there are some men that is out here trailblazing just like them women. Amen. So we're going to hold that for another time. But I want to introduce to all of you guys. So continue to share, because sharing is caring. Go get your healthy snacks because we don't want you. Listen, I want you to go ahead and get your bathroom breaks in, everything. Share to your mama, your cousin, your brother, everybody. Because we got the powerhouse fitness expert in the house right with us right now, Coach Nisi Ewing. You guys, I'm excited about her because she's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
Soon as she opens her mouth, I know it's going to be like swords on top of swords coming out. Y'all better share this thing because this is what's up. Okay, y'all know how it is. So before we get into the interview with her, the exclusive interview on Tears of Purpose Real Talk, y'all know I got my word of the day and everybody can participate. I got a word of the day. So the word of the day that came to me was watchful. And I'm gonna tell you what I thought as soon as it came to me, I was like, this is a season we need to be watchful of many things, all things. Everything that look good ain't good. Everything that's influencing ain't influencing nothing for real. They just dragging people and everything. You just have to be watchful in your house, in your family, in your friend circle, in your workspace. You just need to be watchful at all times in this season of your life. So what does watchful mean? When you guys hear that, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Keeping your eyes open at all times.
Mm-hmm.
No matter where you are, you better be looking around. That's what my husband tells me all the time.
Listening. Since we said the same thing at the same time, I think listening is also something that when you're watchful, because you're watching with your eyes, you have to also listen with your ears. And listening is a sign of watching, of being a little bit more adherent to what's going on around you. You know, kind of being more observant.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely.
That's good. Lakeisha, what that word mean to you, Slim Thugger?
So when you said that, it reminded me of my grandmother because she would just give us everything raw and uncut. You know, and she basically what she said she used to tell us, be watchful of things, people that sometimes portray to be too nice or whatever, they're manipulative, and then basically watch your back for the most part. If something feels wrong, then 9 times out of 10 it is. So that's always going to be something our and the people that came before us and our matriarchs of our family, they just know, and that wisdom that they carry throughout the future generations, such as myself. It's just, that's crazy that you brought that up, because I mean, some people can say that they had information given to them or advice given to them from, their older family members, but it speaks for itself. And the other two ladies basically said it all.
Amen. So I like it. I like all of you all's definitions. I do feel like this word is very for now in this season. Very, very for now. There's a lot of elevation going on in this season, and we need to be watchful, 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 watchful. So I don't want to hold this up because I am so super excited about this young woman. I'm so glad that she agreed to come on the show. I just feel so blessed and honored to have the powerhouses that we have got to have on this show since we started back in November. It has been an awesome blast to be able to come week after week with trailblazing people that's doing things not only in their homes, but in the communities, helping other people to set up their lives to help others. And I just love it. So I am going to we're going to start our interview. You guys keep on sharing as I'm sharing right now. And we're going to turn this over to Miss Hubbard to kick this interview off so we can get some tea from our very special guest on today. So Miss Hubbard, take it away.
All right. I want to introduce to you all Miss Niecy Ewing. How are you this evening, Miss Ewing?
I'm doing very well. How are you, Mrs. Hubbard?
I'm good. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself before we get started?
All right. Well, first and foremost, I'm a master fitness transformation coach, in which we utilize physical fitness to tap into one's mental fitness. I'm the CEO of Uncovering the New You. I've started my business in 2007, 8. I started it around that time frame. I am a mother. I am a wife. I am a daughter. I am a sister. I am a friend. I am a believer. I am a trustworthy person. I am a friend. I am a drill sergeant in the U.S. Army for the last 19 and a half years. I am an educator as I'm still getting my doctorate in the field of psychology. I'm finishing up my dissertation as we speak. I am a self-published author. There are so many things to me, so many facets, so many hats that I wear, but those are the main things. And I am a giver. I am a giver from the heart. I am a servant from the heart. So.
Wow. Like you said, you wear a lot of hats. That's excellent. I like when you said you are a master coach. I like that, master. That's excellent. Okay, listen. My first question to you is, what made you go into the field of fitness and nutrition?
I was forced into this. So I was a homeless pregnant mother in college. Going into my senior year, I found out that I was pregnant with my son, and I found out that I was going to be a single mother. I also found out that I was getting ready to lose everything that I had because my roommate at the time had some things going on in her life. She left me. I emptied my bank account in order to try and stay in the apartment. But because I was pregnant and having some sickness, my job did not keep me or retain me. And so I ended up losing my job, and I ended up sleeping in my car for a few months. And after, going through that, I found a job that would take me right after my pregnancy. My mother and my father were a great support system in this matter. But when I had my son, there was still a lot of financial challenges for me trying to build. I had to figure out what I was going to do after no after no after no. I volunteered to go overseas. And I found my passion there of fitness. I became just kind of like an on-the-job training spin instructor. One of the spin instructors there was getting ready to return back to the States, and they needed to keep the class. And when I noticed how my class went from having 5 people to having now 50 people, and the max was 30, like they were bringing bikes from other places just so that they can fill up the room in the class. They loved the energy, and everyone was like, "Hey, have you ever thought about being a personal trainer?" Personally, I hated them because a lot of them, that I've experienced would get their programs offline. They really didn't care. It was about money. They were charging people for money for things that they could find online verbatim. And I realized that a lot of people were not getting the help that they needed. And so I never really entertained personal training ever. And so when I came back, I had my finances halfway decent enough for me to bring my son home. Because once I had my son going into my senior year, my mother and my father came and got my son and said, you're going to complete college. You are going to finish. So when I got home, I was ready to, bring my son home, get everything in, and no job was to hire me. I had all this education, a bachelor's degree, certifications, and nothing. When I was in Iraq, I did get my personal training certification online, and I came back and interned at Gold's Gym Arboretum in Richmond, Virginia. That was my first stomping ground. And my mentor there, when he found out all the education, he said, why don't you start your own business? Well, I did. I started it with a name that I found, just kind of came up with a logo that I found on Vistaprint. I just named it. No business license, no nothing. I don't recommend that, y'all. Okay, I don't recommend that at all. But I just went out and I did it. And I said, okay, I'm gonna try my hand at it. It didn't work for a lot of years, but I had to do something to provide for my son. As a mother, when you can't even buy your son a bag of Cheetos, those are the things right there that really takes you down underneath, and you're asking yourself why. How did you get here? You can't blame other people. It's because now it's your position. You are the mom. You are the one who made that decision. This is yours. This is your sacrifice on what you now have to do. And so entrepreneurship was something that I was forced into simply because of the things that I do as an athlete, being a soldier, and just my love of fitness in general. But fitness was also something that saved my life from suicide. I attempted suicide not once but twice. And exercise was something that was an outlet for me. And so through all of this, I realized that my calling wasn't to be a forensic pathologist, because that was my original path, being a biology major. It wasn't to be a lawyer, because I started off prior to my first deployment out of 4. I was pre-law at North Carolina Central University. That wasn't my calling. I got pulled out of all of those areas to be here, which is where I have been the most successful.
Okay, you said a mouthful right there. Oh, okay, so listen. Because of time, I'm not going to give my second question. I'm going to let Lakeisha go and give hers.
Okay.
But thank you. I appreciate that.
No, thank you, Ms. Hubbard, for the question.
Yeah, wow, that was awesome.
Yes.
So my question for you is, how do you keep clients motivated and engaged?
Well, because motivation is false, right? Motivation is false. Every day when I tell my clients, you have to understand your why and your purpose of why you're working out. A lot of the women that I work with have health challenges. They have been through divorce. They have been through some type of domestic violence or sexual assault. They have some type of trauma that they're trying to battle, which in turn, they've lost their confidence. They've lost their self-esteem. Some of them don't feel beautiful, and they want to feel beautiful now for their husbands, simply because they want to go back to the way they used to be after, having children. And then there are some women who have a goal to get on stage, be bodybuilders, kind of get out their comfort zone a little bit. Everyone has a why and a purpose. When you understand your why and your purpose, every day you wake up, that is what you're going for, to serve your why and your purpose. And out of that, your motivation develops. And so every day you wake up, if you know you're going to work on your goals, you're going to work after the things that you're trying to get done. That means if you want to work out to get into that dress for the summer, you are dedicated. You are going to say, I know my why, I know my purpose, and I'm going to show up. And you're going to give that 1,000%. I don't ask for 100, I want 1,000. Okay. So I'm an overachiever. I ask for it all. And every day you got to do that, and there's going to be days where you're depleted. And when you're depleted, that is when you remember your why, because that motivation isn't there. You get motivated when you know that there are results at the end that you want and that you're looking for. And so therefore, I remind them of their why, remind them of their purpose, and understand that this is a process, that you have to walk through, but you have to trust, you have to understand, and you have to know why you're on it.
And that's really good. And that's why everything else didn't work out and you're where you are, because you're treating the mind, body, and soul.
Absolutely. You have to. You have to, because your mental fitness will destroy you before your physical fitness will.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Her facial
expressions. You have time for me?
No. Oh. Yeah, her facial expressions are definitely. And when I saw her face, she was like,
Do I have time for another question, or it's time for you, Lakia? Oh, okay, cool. So this is my last question. How do you handle conflict with challenging clients?
I've had quite a few, right? I always look at where am I at fault? Because I believe that in every situation, we always play a part, regardless if we allowed something to go on and we didn't, and we didn't address it at the beginning. If we didn't get a full understanding, we were just thinking that, hey, we got it all together, that it's going to blow over. I address every situation, and I always try to make sure that I have all of my things in business in line. If I can't show you in a book about what I'm doing, then there's a problem, because in fitness, everything can be found. It's just a lot of people don't want to do the research. I am a research head. That's why I'm still in school, right? And so it's one of those things where I ensure that I'm giving you correct information. I ensure that I'm able to put in the analogies. And then two, I allow them to vent and tell me. I give free reign to my clients. If they say, hey, coach, I don't like my results. Okay. I say, tell me why. What's going on? And then I explain to them that I'm not a weight loss coach. I am a transformation coach. You have to change how you view yourself first and foremost. Because if you see yourself at 600 pounds, you're going to still look like that all the time, no matter if you've lost 300. And, and I get to them and like, all right, and I always look at them and say, hey, did you follow the meal plan to the T? Did you cheat on your meal plan every single month? Did you always want to go out with your friends? Then I say, okay, where did I not address those things? So when it comes to my difficult client, I look at them and I say, okay, let me figure out why they feel this way. And then I say, okay, I see where I didn't address some things. Let's talk about where you fell short. Now, how can we come together, or should we salvage the relationship? I do my best to make sure that I never leave my clients unhappy without addressing my issues first, because I'm not always right. I understand that these are all theories. Everything is not going to work for everyone. I do understand that. But I always make sure that I take accountability for where I fell short as their coach, looking at it from the mental aspect to the physical aspect. And that is how I continue to keep the clients I have and to serve them, because I just don't serve them physically. I'm not asking about money. We're going to solve this thing one day at a time. And if we have to, listen, payment is not even due until we figure this out.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that.
Excellent.
I love how you breaking stuff down. This is a good old meal right here again. Y'all keep sharing, y'all keep sharing. If y'all loving this interview, y'all come on, give some hearts. Keep on letting us know you're being engaged in what you are hearing, because I'm telling y'all, she dropping major nuggets in this virtual room right now. Some of y'all been praying, asking for somebody to come through and tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth. And you got it right now. You bet. Oh, Lord. Okay. So before I get into, because I did ask her, I said, now, is there some exercises like you can show everybody that are really good? I don't know what you chose.
Well, I'm not going to say there's one thing, right? Okay. You know what I mean? It's not even that, because every exercise matters, whether it's with weights or it's with body weights. Okay. The first thing is a squat. Right? You can squat, it strengthens the legs, even if you do them daily. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to have major results and you're going to get the nice big round onion booty. I'm not going to say that, because, again, they still work the quads more than anything. But squats is the first one. So I will show you. I'll show you here. I'm in my office. And so the first thing here with the squat is just that, one, you're going to keep your core nice and tight. When I'm going to turn to the side, you're going to keep your core nice and tight. And if you want to, the first thing is the hinge movement within the hip. You want to make sure you pull back, keep your hands forward, and sit down as if you're like you're in a restaurant, right? And we know we don't sit on them toilets. Okay, we don't sit on them. So we got to make sure that we sit nice and low, and we got to squeeze. The key here is to make sure that your knees don't go over your front toes. Those are the biggest things. Some of the things that you can enhance the squat is putting your hands on top of your head. These are called the pistol squats. And so you're going to squat down, up and down. In the same way, again, that hinge movement of putting your hips back, hands up, and squatting and squeezing the glutes in order to do. One of the things I will say, do not press your hips forward. Do not do this. This right here puts a lot of stress on the lower back, so let's not do that. Another one that I like to do is an ab exercise that we do. I do this all the time in my boot camp, right? We're going to have hands up. We're going to go knee to elbow. Right, this right here is kind of like a total body exercise. It works the middle portion of your core. Also, you get some leg work in. You also open up the pelvic region. And then on top of that, you got your hands up, which again is putting some tension on the shoulders. Like, it's minor. These are things that you can just do to add to your workout, or to just simply engage your body and get active if you're a beginner. And the last one I'll talk about is the toe touches, right? Toe touches right here. That's it. Toe touches. Now, if you can't reach your toes, no problem. I'm vertically challenged. So trust me, it took me a long time to get down there. As the key here is now, again, an upper body exercise. But what is this doing? When you raise your leg in general, you're opening up the hip flexors. And a lot of times we women, we walk like this simply because of we're heavy here. But when we round the shoulders back and we have a better posture, this right here opens up the core. It also opens up the lower back. So so toe touches, right? You can call them front kicks, front toe touches. Like there's so many names for them, but I like to call them toe touches. It engages the core. It gets your body moving and it opens up. Because if you're moving forward, you're actually engaging the core, building the muscles underneath for that six pack. We all know that there's a sheath of body fat that's on top of it. So the key here is to, one, nutrition, get that fat off, and to strengthen the muscle underneath so that you can be able to get your abs. So we have a squat, kick your butt back, go down just like this, right here. Remember the knees don't go over the front toe. You have your knee to elbow, which looks just like so. Turning the torso, another ab exercise, but a full body, and then also the toe touches. There we go. Very simple.
So good.
Thank you.
So good. So good. And
Anybody can do those. My oldest client is 74. So
all right now.
he can do it. I know she can. I know anybody else can.
Man, I'm telling you, this is so
I was
good.
going to ask you if you work with seniors.
Yes, I do. Majority of my clients are 30 and above. My oldest client is 74 years old, and there are modifications for everything that I do. Every exercise that's out there, there is a modification. She doesn't use anything over 5 pounds unless we're doing kettlebell swings, which she can handle. Her body can handle those things. I have to be very fragile with her, very, very fragile. But yes, she's down from 147 to 138. And, you know, for a woman whose metabolism has slowed down drastically, her doctors are super excited about how her body is still transforming, because not only does she eat right, but she exercises with me 4 to 5 days a week. I make her take days off. Understand? Mm-hmm. and she personally trains with me. So yes.
Now, what's some of our excuses? I'm just saying. Goodness.
Right.
So what really, when you think about all of this, and you have an awesome story that's behind all of this, right?
A story has a
story, testimony. We call them testimonies too, but you have an awesome testimony behind what you have accomplished right now, because everybody, they see you now, but they have no idea what it cost you to get to this point, right? Mm-hmm. So the first thing that comes to me is like, what makes you really keep doing this? Like when you look at your day to day and you're just like, oh my God, all the people that you're coming encounter with, because it is about the transformation, but I understand that you're building relationships with these people as you're working with them. So what keeps you like going? Like,
it's the lives that I'm changing. You know, my job is, I believe that as a leader, regardless, right? I am a leader. I'm a senior non-commissioned officer in the Army. I am a drill sergeant in the Army, which is the backbone of the Army, the beginning of what a soldier sees. And then also too, I'm a mother, which is a leader in itself. I am a daughter, and I'm the only daughter, which is a leader in itself. And then on top of that, I am a woman. That's a leader, right? There's a difference in those aspects, right? The lives that I'm changing, the women that I come encounter with daily are dealing with their own things. I am a sexual assault survivor. I am a domestic violence. I am a surviving addict. I was an alcoholic for many years, a functional one. I know what that self-sabotage looks like. I know what that lack of self-confidence looks like. I know what the hurt looks like, the pain looks like. And when they see that they've been diminished in so many ways, right? From the divorces to losing family, the trauma that they've incurred, whether it's on their job, in their home, whatever life has hit them in the moment. When they feel good about you, when you feel good about you, you feel good about you. You look at yourself in the mirror and say, I did that. That right there is something that you can't replace. When you look at yourself in the mirror and you are super happy and excited about what you see. Because a lot of us say, oh, well, I could use some makeup. I could use 10 pounds, but we never do it because we've got so much on our shoulders. I am a woman who wears many hats. And the one thing that makes me happy is when I look at myself in the mirror and say, girl, you're still healthy and you're still able. Your health is a key to your success. And so the women that come to me have broken pieces that have never been able to be picked up because they were self-sabotaging themselves in some way, blaming themselves, or just still down from the hurt that someone else caused. No, baby, it's time to pick you up. And so when they pick themselves up, and they put on that makeup or they put on them pants they ain't worn since 2015. And they're like, look, coach, I got this on. And they out there, building businesses, changing the game, getting new booze and making new relationships and, coming through, and everybody's super proud of them and making new endeavors. That is why I keep going, because, when you look good, you feel good. I encourage a woman all the time, baby, you better put on them tights and that tank top and go to the gym because you look good in it. You better not wear them oversized sweatpants and that big sweatshirt. You better look good, because when you do, the workout is so much better. You don't care about the sweat. You don't care about how bad you stink. You look good. Them eyelashes may be hanging, but baby, you still look good. You understand? So it's a matter of you just knowing that you're going to get the results and the work is well worth it. And that's why, when you work out, the discipline, the dedication, the determination, and it builds and it begins to flourish in other areas. And so when I tell you why I do it is because they give me that same feeling that fitness gave me. When I see them happy and excited, my clients will tell you I'm dedicated to them to the T. To the T. I know their mannerisms. I know what they're doing. We celebrate, we cry, we pray, we talk through it. They don't go through anything without me. Nothing. And I enjoy it. It's not overwhelming for me because I know my limits, but I love them dearly, like as if they're my own family. And I treat it just as such. I want to see them healthy for their families, and I want to make sure that they're successful in their own lives as well.
All righty then. I'm trying to tell y'all right now, this is so good. We appreciate you coming on and sharing with us how to make our lives better, how to clean up some stuff, how to, get the endurance that we need to really take care of our temple. So I want you to take this moment to tell everybody how they can find you. If you have anything up and coming, because I know people are going to want to know from watching this, even from the replay, they're going to want to know. So give them all the information that can lead them to you. And what do you have new coming up? Let us know.
So I'm still working on my second book. My second book will be coming out, but my first book is still available, called Uncovering the New You, Change Your Mind, Change Your Circumstances. And that is a memoir of my life, to know how I even got started. Where did I come from? What is it about Coach Nisi and why you should work with her? Everything is there. It is on Amazon, but you can get a signed copy from me. I have a Save Your Summer Body Bootcamp, which is hosted Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. We get it in. We burn calories. We work hard. And we enjoy each other, through the sweat and the tears. That is a great outlet Monday through Friday, especially getting these COVID pounds off. The third thing is just that I do still offer personal training, because I know all of us are going, and when we go back out, we want to look good and we want to prepare for our next events and just being able to find that freedom. So those are really the three things that are going on with me. You can find me on Instagram, which is Trainer Nisi, is Nesi at the end. You can find me my website, www.uctnu.com. Again, on Facebook at Covering the New You with the letter U at the end. My email address is admin@uctnu.com. And again, you can connect with me through here, because I'll make sure that I respond to each and every one of you to tell you thank you for tuning in with us today and being able to have great conversation.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much, Coach Nisi, for dropping past our little virtual our virtual real
Yes.
talk show. We appreciate you for all the knowledge and the wisdom and how you have allowed God to use you in this
Yeah.
arena. You are truly a blessing to many, many, many. And we speak blessings over your life as well, that God will just give you a cup that's going to triple run over in this season of your life because of your obedience. Amen. So we thank you. Ladies, do you guys have anything you want to say to Miss Nisi before we leave her?
Thank you for
You are
coming on,
so
Miss Lee.
inspiring. I enjoyed you very much. Yes, I enjoyed you.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Hubbard. I appreciate you. Thank you for your questions. I appreciate them. Again, I'm glad to be here. Thank you so much.
Lakeisha, you had something to say, or you know?
Yeah, no, just thank you for coming on and being a part of our show and giving us the valuable information.
Oh, thank you so much for having me as well, Miss Keisha.
Ma'am. So yeah, we're gonna have to get you back on here, but maybe for some physical activity. Maybe that'll be really dope. That'll be a dope segment, right? I'm just thinking way along the time. Y'all know I'm ahead of my time, so I'll be already 6 months down the line. But yeah, so that will be a dope segment. So we have to have you back, and we will definitely keep in touch with you. Coach Nisi, thank you so much. And everybody who enjoyed her, you guys go ahead and put your hearts up, share, keep sharing. Even the replayers that will watch this, you guys will be highly blessed from this conversation with her. So thank you so much, Coach Nisi. Thank you.
Thank you.
See you soon.
All right, see you soon.
All right, y'all. Y'all ready? Round two.
Yes.
Round two. What up, partner? Hey, how are you doing? Welcome to the virtual room. Am I pronouncing your name right? Is it Jamal?
Jamel.
Okay. Who?
Jamel.
Jamel is my son. Okay. So it's spelled differently. His is J-E-R-A. Okay. Jamel Jones. All right, y'all. So welcome. You guys that are watching, you guys keep sharing. We are on right now. It's getting hot in here now because we about to switch gears. We went from the fitness world. Now we about to go to the film world. Y'all not catching this thing. We is traveling right now. We didn't hit a whole nother situation. Are y'all excited? I am.
Yes, definitely.
Yes, welcome to Tears of Purpose Real Talk. Welcome. So we are going to kick off this exclusive interview with you. So we're going to turn it over to Miss Hubbard and let her kick it off first, and then we'll spiral on around like we always do. So just get comfortable, Jermaine.
All right. I'm ready.
How you doing, Jamel?
How are you? I'm blessed.
How you? I'm good. You remind me of my nephew. I mean, from here to you just remind me of my nephews. But anyway, we're glad to have you on the show. Can you tell us a little bit about your story?
I'm so sorry. You're breaking up a little bit. I didn't understand what you asked.
Okay. I said, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, sure. My name's Jamel Jones. I'm a filmmaker / minister from Gary, Indiana, born and raised. I graduated in 2018 with my bachelor's degree for creative writing for entertainment. I became an ordained minister in 2016. I'm a father, husband. I started my own production company last year for filmmaking. And I shoot weddings, parties, like, anniversary parties and stuff like that. Pretty much, yeah, I'm a writer at heart. I write before anything. I just started filmmaking because I'm the type of person when I can't find help, when other people don't want to help me out, I'm going to take it upon myself and go get it because God got my back through it all. So I started off writing. Writing has always been my passion. So once I got into writing and saw how filmmaking works and all of that. I said, I'm gonna take my writing and turn it into films myself. So that's pretty much, I mean, I got so much more to say, but I'll let you guys ask the questions. So
Okay. I do remember reading something in your bio, and my first question is, when did you hit rock bottom?
oh man. That is more of how many times. Okay, no, seriously. When I was in my early 20s, I was in college at Indiana State. And I fell in a situation, and it's funny because my grandmother called and said, God is about to test you. And right after that,
Mm.
situations just kept happening. I ended up, like, my grades put me on probation in college. Then I ended up locked up. Well, before I ended up locked up, I attempted to take my own life. So one day I had broke my finger, and they prescribed me some pain pills. So one day I just took a bottle of alcohol and just started taking the pills one by one and just drinking them and laid down. Nobody even knew that I was doing this. And I woke up about 3 hours later and was wide awake. Nothing was wrong. So I took that as God was
That's God.
because I'm like,
Yes.
wow. And then I mean, that was one time. That's I was going through a depression state. Like I was depressed all the time, and then I was married prior to this. Pretty much all of this I was doing. I grew up in church, but I decided, I wanted to do my own thing. I started wanting to go my own path, running from God and all of that. And God kept. It was like a Jonah type situation. No matter what situation I tried to do without God, He kept throwing me off that boat. So, so now after that situation, I hit rock bottom again in my past relationship. And my brother passed away. So when he passed away, it took like a big part of me, and I started drinking, womanizing. I ended up losing my job, sleeping in my car. I was I when I say I was drinking to the point to where I was spending at least $200 to $300 a week on alcohol. So my mind was just, like I said, that was a big part of me that left. And I started to fear because he was a year older than me. I'm like, he just died in his 20s. I'm right behind him. So it messed with me mentally, and like I said, depression. I battled depression since I was in my early 20s. So it followed me, and I didn't. I was just messed up for a long period of time. To God set me down. When I say He set me down, whoo, He set me down. He put me in a position to where I had no choice but to call on Him, and it was a health reason, and it was, like I
Yeah.
said, I lost my job. The doctor told me my kidney was messed up, and I just was in the middle of a divorce and wasn't seeing my kids, and I was just bad. It was, and I got locked up over. And it's funny, the reason I got locked up was over failing to appear when my court date was changed. So I'm like, that had to be God, because how was my court date changed and I still get arrested for failure to appear? So I'm like, hey, God was showing me something. He was like, hey, I'm gonna sit you down. I sat in there for like a week before seeing anything. So when I got out, I'm like, I hear you. I hear you, God. And this was a while ago.
I know that's right.
So it yeah, that's pretty much my rock bottom points. So yeah. I
Wow.
can give you my redemption story.
You know, things happen to us in to push us to, yeah, that's something. But you already went into my second question, which was what made you want to take your life. So you already told me what the problem
Oh
was.
yeah,
But I'm glad that that happens sometimes. He got to sit you down because you be running you on your own thing and you don't hear nothing he's saying. So he got to knock you down and say, here, I'm right here. Pay attention to what I'm telling you. And I'm
right,
glad that you did pay attention. God bless you.
right. Before that, I was more. I could say it's funny because before any of this happened, when I was in college, I started like I'm very, very good with my words. I'm not bragging or boasting, but I knew I was real good with writing when I was in, grade school. When I can write, I was able to write speeches and stuff that can convince teachers of anything. So it's like when I got to college, I read,
That was your gift.
yeah, I read Shakespeare's To Be or Not to Be, Hamlet,
Mhm.
and one of our assignments was to write it in a poem. And I was just having fun with it, so I wrote it in a modern day poem. And the English teacher loved it to the point to where she wanted to have it published in the English department in all of Indiana colleges. So I'm like, hey, cool. But and that led me to sticking mainly with poetry. I ended up writing my first book of poetry. Uh, I started writing, and it was all Bible based. And and I knew this was all God because I'm writing poems about stuff that I've never dealt with at the time. So I couldn't fully understand how to reach people through my words if I didn't understand the situations themselves or the feelings or just going through those motions. And I didn't want to be a hypocrite to my words. Like this is you can get over this situation and all of this, but then when I deal with it, I fail.
Mhm.
So it's like when I was dealing with that, that's when God is like, be careful what you ask for. I guess that's the thing you say, because I'm like, God, I want you to use me. When you first become, you like, God, I'm ready, I'm
Yes.
ready. Then when that hit you, pow, it's like, whoo, I wasn't ready for
Yeah,
that.
be careful.
So
Yeah.
Yes,
it's
be
like,
careful.
it's
I
crazy
know, right?
because I got set down and I was facing 40 years for a crime that I wasn't even there to commit. So I kept writing. I just
But God.
kept writing and writing, and I ended up putting 100 pages of poetry together. So it's like he let me out, and I just kept writing. After that, I fell back into my old ways, old habits. Oh, it's like once I got out of trouble, it's like okay, I'm good now. So I turned back to my old habits, and I went through years of falling, just falling and falling, falling with the wrong people, and it took God.
People, places, and things.
Yeah, yeah, it was it was funny. It's crazy because regardless everything that happened, I have no regrets because if I didn't go through it, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Amen.
That's it.
Awesome. Yeah. Wonderful.
All right.
You have
Well,
your
thank
key.
you so much. I'm gonna give you over to Lakeisha,
How you
so she can give her
doing?
questions. Thank you.
So thank you for joining us this evening, Jamel. Appreciate your transparency and in reading your bio. You did go through a lot, but again, like you said, your redemption story is even greater and you come out on the other side. So thank God for his grace, mercy, and for deliverance.
Yes, yes.
But my first question for you, because we're going to lighten the mood a little bit, is who are some of your filmmaking influencers?
Oh wow. Okay. Film influencers. First off, I don't want to sound cliche or anything, but Tyler Perry, I really, and it's not necessarily his movies. I just watched how he operated, and regardless of what anybody has to say about him, he did what he was going to do. So Tyler Perry was one big one. And honestly, truth be told, TD Jakes got me through a lot of the stuff that I was dealing with. I even wrote a letter to TD Jakes before. But Tyler Perry, TD Jakes, and as far as I would say actors, uh, like Denzel, and not just based off his acting, but the way he lived.
Oh yes,
So I don't. When I say
I
based,
agree.
yeah, see, my favorite actor is Leonardo DiCaprio, but that's just his acting. But Denzel is just his way of life, the way he carries himself, and his mannerism, his speech, like, and also I'm a big fan of Chadwick Boseman and
May he rest in peace. Yes.
Derek Luke. So as far as actors, those they are my top of the list. Uh, Actresses, I have a few. I like Taraji. That I watch her. Uh, Viola Davis, awesome. But as far as just filmmaking, writing, and stuff like that, yeah, I would say Tyler Perry and just seeing how TD Jake did and the movies that he produced as well. Those, those I would say those two influenced me when it came to that.
Awesome. And I don't think it's cliche, though they are big influencers and they are our people.
Right.
And their transparency helped us, and
Right.
helped you. So no issue with that. And then my last question is, knowing what you know now because you didn't give up, what advice would you give someone that's thinking about entrepreneurship?
Oh, okay. I'm gonna tell you my story about when I first wanted to get into writing, and when I'm done with this story, I'm sure somebody can get something from it.
Mhm.
This is what I had to do. When I initially wanted to start writing movies, I thought I can just look on the internet and start learning how to do it based off of that. So I did a script, thought I had it formatted good and storyline and everything, and then I started trying to push it, get somebody to look at it. Somebody from California looked at it and they tore it to shreds. They just it was demoralizing. But that did not tear me down. That made me look at it like, okay, it's a lot that I don't know. And
Mhm.
if I want to do this, I got to go all the way with it. So I started pursuing school and stuff like that, doing everything I possibly could. So I got into the school stuff. I just got my degree in 2018 for it. And then right after that, I got into my first film festival
Congrats.
for writing, and I lost. That still did not that on my drive home, I'm with my wife and my sister-in-law, and we talking, we like, we coming back next year and we winning this. So she like, we gonna put this stuff together, we gonna do this movie, we gonna keep writing and all of that. So I'm like, I don't let every failure that I've dealt with, it just made me go another direction to get in. I'm gonna get through the window. If I can't go straight through that front door, I'm getting in somehow. I'm a
Love
whatever it takes to get to where I need to be. It took me 10 years from when I initially started writing to get to the point to where I am now. So I didn't give up regardless. And the way I see it, and honestly, the Bible says anything you ask, God will give it to you. And it
it.
says, knocking, the door shall be open. See, what people need to understand, faith without works is dead. God is going to always open that door for you, but it's up to you to go through that door. That's what people need to understand. It's
Amen.
not going to fall to your lap. You got to put in that work. And regardless of how much time it was going to take me to get here, God, he like the doors are opening for you. What I'm gonna see if you willing to walk through the doors to get there. So every step, I'm no matter how many people tell me no, I'm like God's gonna say yeah. So I did my first movie and I kept writing. That very next year, I won that film festival for creative writing for best screenplay. And since then, I've won 5 film festivals in all. I've been nominated for about 30 something now. And I've been, so many film festivals have turned me down. I've been turned down by at least 40 of them. But the ones that accepted me, I've won 5. Currently, I have films being seen in Italy, in Russia, and Eastern Europe. So nothing is stopping me. So to answer your question, no matter how many times you're gonna get told no. You're gonna come through obstacles and hurdles in your life, but that's where your passion shows. If you really got a passion for something, no matter how many times somebody tell you no, you're not gonna let that stop you. No matter how many doors get closed in your face, you're gonna find another way to get in there. You're gonna make sure you're known. You're gonna make sure your work is there, you're seen. You're gonna do whatever it takes. So you can't give up. That's the best advice I can give anybody. As long as you got faith in God, no matter what nobody tells you, God always got the last say. He always got the last say.
That's
That's
right.
right.
That's
That's
right.
right. Y'all do.
Good. You always went ham. I'm telling you. Listen. Let me just say, you inspire me because everybody that know me knows that this is my role right now. God is challenging me to do some really huge things.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, when I found you, I was like, this is God because he needs me to see what the world, like you got this whole big thing that's way bigger than you. But for you to persevere, and we always talk to a lot of women. That's why I was so glad that you say yes, because I needed to see the men come forward. Because see, we always see women. We need to see that there are some trailblazing men out here that have gone through hell and back. And that, first of all, we need a shirt that's unstoppable man after you didn't stop through here, because I'm telling you, like you help so many men out here that are watching that are saying, dang,
That's right.
kid that's right there. Like, that's me right there. I done been incarcerated. I done tried to take my life. You know what I'm saying? I am a father. I'm a husband. Like, these men needed to see this. Do you understand? Like, this is something that we don't get to see too often. Men coming forth bold as you that have gone through something, that is a survivor. So, like, I just want to take my hat off to you and say thank you, like, for opening up your mouth and saying like all the rough stuff
so much.
and show how God pulled you out and brought you to purpose. Like, this is like so inspiring, and I want people to keep sharing this thing, right? So won't you go ahead and let the people know what you got coming up and how they.
Okay. Well, before anything, the name of my production company is Inspirations of God Production. I write about God. I write about life situations, but I'll try to incorporate God. And I don't want to just touch the basic Christian situations. I want to hit the controversial, the stuff that we really go through, because I've been turned down by a company that told me my work was too raw and too uncut and too real. And I'm like, but isn't that what we need? We need the real. So that's another reason that pushed me to start my own production company. I want to deliver the real. And by the way, behind every good man is a good, powerful woman of God. And my wife is a powerful woman of God. And that's honestly what drew us together. God. Once we saw that we both were in church, that was our instant connection. And then we both are ordained ministers now. So she see my vision better than I see my vision. She's my drive. She drives me. But to answer back to what you were saying, she pretty much, we have a movie that we're going to be shooting next month called Proverbs 31. and it's dealing with
Oh, wow.
it's from the perspective of the women in the relationship, and it's showing how a relationship changes when someone gives their life over to Christ, coming from a different background, and how it affects the woman in that relationship. And then in the second relationship, it shows how a couple that was in Christ and the man left Christ, how that affected the woman in the relationship. And then both stories come together. So it's just showing how, a woman is affected in these different situations as well as the man, because at the end of the day, we all go through things. It don't matter what your level is in Christ or anything. Jesus went through things. So of course you're going to be going through things. And that's what this film is going to show. It's going to show from both sides of the fence. And anybody that I have other films. I have one called The Truth Shall Make You Free. I believe I let you see it, Elder.
Let me tell you something. Listen, I thank God for the favor that rests on my life, because he did not have to share it with me. And when I was watching it, I kept saying, half of it, listen, let me tell you, the whole body, ain't nobody going to be ready for these films. They not going to be ready, but it's the truth. And God says, look, I'm going to pick this young man that had been through all this stuff, and I'm going to get him to speak what I tell him to speak, no matter who don't like it. And that's what I like about it. And I said, oh yeah, this thing about to cut fire. Right. Some folks about to be passed out, hollering in the floor, because it's so real, y'all. It's so real. That's all I can say. That's all I can say, and I can't wait to just drop it now. Just drop it.
By the way, that film has won 2 of my festivals for me.
Awesome.
So so yeah. Actually, it's won 3 of my festivals. I'm sorry, but and Proverbs 31, the film that I'm shooting next month, that script is the one that I won that first festival with. So we're turning that into a film. And I have another film called Where's Your God? Now that one is very controversial because it's dealing with a minister being kidnapped and he's been pretty much tortured to prove if God is real by 2 men who pretty much dealt with something and they lost faith in God. So they're torturing him, trying to convince him to say God isn't real. And they're giving him 3 days to pass this test, or they're gonna kill him. Wow. So this one, it ruffles some feathers. I'll say that. But it's real.
Some feathers though, real. I'll tell you why God let me stick this right here. It ruffles some feathers, but this is the time that we're getting ready to walk in, where you're going to be tested for saying that you rep Jesus Christ. Now this is the time where you got to see how rowdy you really is. Can I get 2 seconds? They about to see how rowdy you really about to be. You say you rep Jesus, right? Oh, okay. Wait a minute. This is the times we getting ready to walk into. So that play right there, that movie, that film, I keep saying play, that film is what's needed for this time. Yeah. So I'm telling you.
Yeah, they went through that in the Bible nonstop. They died for what they believed in. Mm-hmm. And I even have a short film with my daughter in it, and it kind of went viral on Facebook. It had over 2,000 some views, and it's dealing with depression, and it's called The Signs We Miss. And it's a short film, probably like 6 or 8 minutes. But it's no words in it. It's just all acting. And it just shows how we as parents and adults can miss the signs of depression in our kids to the point to where it could lead to suicide. And we didn't see any of it. Mm-hmm. I can say that film, it was my first time behind the camera. So it's some things that people that's in the film would catch. But at the same time, it wasn't about that. It was about the message behind it. So it's a tearjerker. I can tell you. It'll make you cry. And then I have another one called My Love is Bigger Than Your Hate. And that's dealing with my son played in this film. I try to get all my kids involved because I'm trying to introduce them to something different. than what I had growing up. So my son is in this one, and he's a kid that he's in a different environment, a different school system, and all of that, and he's excited because he's an artistic kid, and he dealt with bullying and racism at the school, which caused his whole mind frame to change when he came home, and he found a gun and is ready to kill because of the bullying that he's dealt with in that situation. So it's called My Love is Bigger Than Your Hate, because he was so full of love, and that situation almost turned that love to hate, to where it took, adults in his life to try to talk him out of it. So that one is not dealing with God, but it's dealing with real life situations. And then my last film that I have is called Separated. It's another one with no words, but it's dealing with a family, a couple that's love each other. They have a daughter, but when they split, how the daughter was used as a crutch, as a tool, a weapon against the father, especially when he moved on to a new relationship. So it's a lot of stuff that we don't speak about. So that's the situation that happened in this, and it shows how you can go from a loving family to arguing, and the kid is witnessing everything. So I wanted to make sure all of that was shown in that film, and how it got to the point to where the kid didn't want to even talk to their father when they didn't fully know the full understanding of the situation, because they just know daddy's here one day and now he's not coming around anymore. He didn't pick me up. He wasn't here. So that film also reached a lot of people that, a lot of people cried from that as well. So all of my films, I try to have a message behind them.
So real.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's like I said, I want to bring something to the world that's not the natural. So that's my goal. I want to bring something that's real, that's going to make people really think outside the box, and also include God in it. So God changed my life. This is the gift that He gave me to, and I'm going to use that gift to help bring people to Him, and to show them they're not the only ones dealing with this stuff. That's the whole point of me doing this. Like I said, everything that I've been through was just a testimony to get me to here. How you go from being homeless, jobless, all of that, to owning your own home, getting in a marriage that you're equally yoked with your partner. By the way, we just celebrated our 5-year anniversary. Thank you. And
happy anniversary.
I have full custody of all.
Yes.
And I'm nothing to this. I'm a minister. I got my own house, my own car, I got my kids, a wife that supports me. And if you can come from that to this, and it's a lot of people that don't know God. I knew God and I ran from Him on purpose. I didn't want to face that. So the fact that He still didn't give up on me, and He loved me enough to sit me down and to discipline me, and I can't do nothing but appreciate Him and give Him all praises, because He could have said, forget you, and turned you to a reprobate mind and just said, you're not mine. But He didn't do that. So for that, I got to give back to Him.
Wow, I'm just so blown away, y'all, and I know y'all is too. This has just been such a refreshment. I'm looking at my pastor,
Yes.
Prophetess Patrice Davis, and my dad, Pastor Glenn Davis. They is like eating all this. Everybody, to Wanda Dent, everybody on here is like really showing love to this interview right now, and this is a blessing, seriously, because so many men need to hear this, period. So why don't you go ahead and let everybody know how they can find you and connect with you?
I'm on Facebook. My name is Jamel Jones, the way you see it spelled on the screen. I'm currently in the process of getting my website put together, so that'll be coming soon. For the most part, you can Google my name, or you can Google my the name of my company, Inspirations of God Production, and you'll be able to find me in one of those ways. I'm always trying to put out something new, something different. I'm always looking for people that's interested in being a part of my filming or want to learn the business, even on the writing aspect. Like I have a script, I write scripts for people. I help people, develop what they need. I've even written a script for somebody giving their life story, and it's a powerful message behind theirs. And so I'm always willing to help. I'm willing to help. I'm willing to share what I can. So you can look me up. My email address, inspirationsog@gmail.com. So yeah, that's how you can find me. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed you guys. Like this was awesome. I love the fact that you even saw fit to
Enjoyed you.
ask me to be a part of this. I'm always looking to just spread, my testimony because I know people can learn and grow from it. I know God, the Bible says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me,
Definitely.
and I will never put more on you than you can bear. So God knew I could bear this.
Okay.
He knew I
Yes.
could bear it. See, we put more on ourselves than we should be able to bear. It's not God, it's us that do it. So God knew what I can bear, and He allowed me to go through those things. And it was all just learning. It was such a growing and a learning thing. So I love the fact that He put me in a position to where now I can share that testimony and hopefully inspire people to keep pushing forward, keep doing everything you can to make it. And as long as you got God backing you, can't nothing stop you.
Period.
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 I said.
Michael.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna speak this into existence. We're gonna be
That's
working
it.
together.
That's all.
You hear what I'm saying? We should be working
You got
And,
my info. Just
and I thank God for you. I'm just gonna say divine connections. God knows what He's doing.
Oh yeah.
And every time I think God couldn't do no bigger than what He did the last time, He turned around and show out triple times that.
Yes.
This is
Yes.
not by accident. I'm telling you, God is setting some things up in the kingdom because He needs authentic underdogs to come forth in this season. So I'm just gonna say, and we just gonna speak blessings upon you.
Yes,
We
He
are
is.
you're gonna be in theaters across the nations. You better
Yes.
hear me. People are going to be coming to you and your wife. Help me do this. You are going to be. I'm
Yes.
telling you, so many things that are going to come from your
Right.
obedience in this season. Hear
Yes.
me.
Yes.
So many things. I even see you touching young men's life everywhere. Men that was just like you, but because you look
That's
the
it.
same, you look like them, and they feel that they can trust you. They're going to come to you. So be not surprised about
Yes.
what this next season is
Jesus.
going to do for you, sir. Yes,
man,
indeed.
I receive all that. I receive.
Nah. So y'all,
Yeah.
I pray that you guys have enjoyed Jermel, the producer. Y'all hear what I'm saying?
Amen.
The producer. That's the kingdom rocker. He's the rock kingdom. Y'all better hear me. I'm telling you.
Wow.
I hope you guys have enjoyed. Please go tag. Let everybody know
Yes.
about him, y'all. Go let everybody. You got hearts and thumbs up everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So we have enjoyed you. We're gonna have you back soon. Let us know
Yes,
when
He
you
is. Yes,
dropping
He
so
is.
we can help you spread the word. I'm telling you. So that's what it's all about. So we thank you so much for taking out of your busy schedule for coming to sit with us. Tears to Purpose Real Talk.
No, anytime. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes. So y'all, all righty then. So Jamil, thank you. We'll be keeping in touch. And we're gonna close this show right on now. So why don't we just do this? Because I know we at our time. Listen, you guys, make sure if you want to partner with the Tears of Purpose Ministry, any type of way, make sure you get in contact with me at barnettlakia@gmail.com. We are back again next Wednesday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're saying I want to be a guest, y'all know what to do. Get in that inbox, get in the email, and be like, Elder, I'm ready, right? Because we're changing lives in the kingdom. Thank all of y'all for rocking out with us week after week. And we will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Experts, Christian relationship experts, that is. People in ministry that have a phenomenal story, all kinds of business owners from restaurants to